So today we are meeting to just discuss on your future. This is Nidhi Sharma. I am the product head with Map My Study by Pack Asia. I've been working in this industry for counseling students, helping them to make careers, helping them to choose subjects, and also helping them to shape their own future for almost 2 decades. Today, we're talking about a very, very sensitive matter, which is carving your own road. By this, we would wish to tell you that it is in your hands. It is absolutely in your hand to make your way and stay ahead of the peer group you're facing or the family you are in and make yourself a proud global citizen. So this webinar is arranged by our partner Credila, and we want to help students, parents, and anybody who's seeking education as the next platform for success. So very good evening, all of you, those who have started attending the webinar and also who would be attending it a while later or in the way. We would go through these slides and then you have the questions tab in front of you. You can start asking questions. We will make sure that all your queries are answered before we move ahead. So over to the webinar now. So carving your own road, that's what the need of an hour is today. We want to suggest, talk, and maybe counsel you for you are responsible for your own actions. So it is only you who can make the road ahead much better and much benefit oriented than anybody else. We also would want to highlight a very special segment that what happens when you go for higher studies, especially abroad. It makes you stay ahead. You can stay ahead from the peer group you have, the families you have, and the own circle you have had. So anybody who's in high school or doing graduation or maybe working can really listen to the webinar, get back to us for any individual queries you may have. Type your questions and we would be more than happy as a team to answer that. So let's begin. Now today we'll be covering the topics, which is why, what is the need of counseling? Am I not good enough? I mean, one side we're talking that you can shape up your future, but on the other side, why? What is the need of counseling? It's a very sensitive topic, and we have been now talking openly for why a counseling can really help up shape up your future, help you take an informed decision for you or your family, and also help you to become a better citizen. So we'll be covering that why and what counseling can help you. We would also want to talk about the college admission process for undergraduation or post-graduation in foreign countries, abroad, out of India. Though we can help you a bit for the Indian university system education as well, but our forte or our strength definitely is study abroad. And that's why we have chosen a caption which says study abroad and stay ahead. I'm sure all my friends will agree that if you want to be a global citizen, it is a highly recommended requirement to go and have studies which are globally accepted. So that's why probably these pieces of information would really help you define yourself a path which actually gives you a sure shot and a better future. Now, when we suggest you for going abroad, it's not a one suggestion or probably a single step you take. We also would look forward that how exactly the application process helps. How can you get funding? How can you get scholarships? I am sure with half of the students, the major criteria is that how much money will it take to cover a year-long education or a 2 years long education? And we are there to answer all those queries as well. Lots and lots of, I mean, thousands of students of ours have got scholarships, fully funded graduation and post graduations as well. So they are pursuing the dream education and at a very, very low and subsidized cost. So we also will touch upon that how can you get funding And above all, the last point which we would want to cover in this slide would be how can we as Map My Study help you? When we talk about anything which is related to education and we know your plans of going for higher education, whether India or abroad, the first thing comes to our mind is that how should I do it? What should I do it? What steps should I take? What test I should give? How much score is important? How much money is important? So today's webinar talks about and addresses all those issues. So we want to highlight that it's actually a streamlined preparation if you do. You can really carve your own road. You can make a path for you which is more streamlined, more structured, and you take informed steps on that. So your chances of getting success is much higher than anybody else if you take right decisions or right steps at right time. We also would want to talk about that whether you're a high school student, class 11th, class 12th, class 9th, or you're doing your bachelor's year 1, 2, 3, or engineering for 4 years, or you've been working in industry for 2 years, 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, there is still always a chance or you would want to upgrade your knowledge by taking a higher education at any given step. So the whole team of Map My Study is fully dedicated, a team of proficient people, those who can take you through, help you find your own way, help you give right suggestions and at right time, help you make a university or a country a right fit, or maybe suggest you a right fit and then take it forward. I am sure with half of us, when I was your age, we were equally confused, and I see a lot of young trained professionals as well as skilled students being confused. It is absolutely normal. It is normal to get confused, perplexed, or disoriented. The only thing what we definitely want to suggest is if that's momentary, you are good. If that prolongs, then probably seek help. Seeking help is never going to make you look or feel low, but will give you a guided structure to move on, to select the right path for you. It is absolutely normal to feel, yes, you can select better things with adding right objectives to your life, doing and taking a right step at the time it is needed. So if you get confused, that's absolutely normal. It's good to talk, open up with your friends, with your family, with professionals like us, and we are all willing to help you. Coming to the first and the most sensitive part of this webinar, that what is the need of the counselor? We've tried and made a simple slide for you to understand that how can a counselor in your role of life or journey for higher education help you? The counselors can have multiple roles. She can or he can be a mix of your friends, family, peer group, or anybody who's your well-wisher, who understands of what's happening in your life, makes a decision or a suggestion looking at your life, not exactly going by the previous experience only. It is your unique profile, which is definitely going to give him an idea or her an idea about how and what well-being you are and what suits you if it comes to your journey of higher education. The counselor also generally is expected to be not judgmental, and that's the identity for a good counselor. So if the student or anybody who's aspirant for higher education believes that the counselor is not going to judge, he or she is going to open up more. Definitely, the counselor keeps everything confidential, and that's why counselor also knows that I have to have the students keep the students' trust. The change is inevitable in our life. So we as counselors help you to work out that what changes can make you towards positive growth and how can you take benefit of the ever changing world. The society we live in has been changing since the day it evolved. And as a counselor, because of the experience, but definitely not judging a student, helps you to adapt those changes in a positive way, helps you determine your own way of a positive journey, helps you select or understand your strength and then moving on, Taking help of those strengths helps you to apply, helps you to get the best fit of the university or the country. Is the main role of the counselor also should be to listen and be responsible for what you ask and what help you need at what moment. So a good listening skill is something which is very, very important for a counselor, and that's where we share, all counselors take pledge when we start counseling students and families, that listening a student, understanding his needs, be responsive to the individual needs of the student is what helps. And believe me, I've been meeting thousands of students. The need of the counselor enhances your own journey, your own profile. So if you have a counselor who understands you, right, just not give you judgmental views or is biased for a certain things, it really can help contribute positive growth in your life. Whether that's related to your education or life, the decision which you take is more or is better in positive direction. I am sure that all the students today, they are suffering through what is called a peer pressure, and that's where the counselor can also help. When we understand that what is my requirement and how can I grow, when we are working already in the industry here in India, we know that the vertical growth is not possible unless we add something more as an education to our profile. That's why we look forward to higher studies even after graduation, or maybe high school, or maybe after working uh, in industry for a few years. Studying in India or studying abroad, that's an ever debating tough topic. We help you that why should you go abroad? It's much more friendlier. The multicultural countries, they help you grow globally. You become a global citizen. When you become a global citizen, there's high chances of you getting adapted by the companies globally, by the universities globally, by the people globally. The people overseas or out of India, they are very friendly, and half of us really have assumptions that whether or not we would feel free with them or not, whether or not they would respect us or not. But all these multicultural people from different part of the world, they acknowledge that if as an international student, when our students go abroad, they help us grow with them, because together we help the country to grow where we go and study. The education and the excellence in education, that's also something which we really want to emphasize on. When we talk about different universities in different countries, everything which is there is a little different than how it is in India. It's global platform where you get the international level research options. You get to go in depth of the topic you have chosen, or the subjects you have chosen, or the skills you want to pursue. There are excellent faculties who really take your hand, nurture you with your ideas, help you grow with your ideas, help you make decisions which definitely would become a part of your career and your life tomorrow. So all the universities which we represent or we talk about are internationally recognized. They help you grow your academic knowledge, but also grow your applied knowledge. What you learn in the universities, they give you a platform to have an experience of them. The environment at multinational offices also is a platform which really makes your education decision very different when you go abroad and you get an internship or a full-time job in the offices. You learn a different structure, which is very different to what and how we deal or work in India. So what you learn in the university and when you apply in the industry, that's what you become a complete citizen there. You get the benefits of working part-time, which definitely enhances your knowledge. It works on your CV. It also boosts your confidence. So if I talk about in a whole, it makes you a holistic person. When you grow academically, you work part-time, you grow holistically. This also helps you to get not only earn money, but also earn confidence. And tomorrow, most of the internships can result into the full-time jobs if you take good decisions or if you work hard in the internships you attend or the part-time jobs you do. There are different countries which would have different post-study work rights. So that's also something which is very important for you to understand, that if I'm spending time and money, my energy on studying a particular course in a particular country, how and where would I get the return of investment, not only in terms of money, but also in terms of the experience. The overall experience is very different when you go to these countries. You grow holistically, as I said before as well. So all the countries would have different ways of giving you the permission to stay back, to work in the country, help contribute to the economy of the same country. And if you wish to come back to your home country, which is India, you can develop or help in development of India very well. There are some tests which are mandatory when it comes to going abroad or taking a decision of going abroad. So most of them are very commonly known now, and then still I wanted to just highlight maybe the IELTS, TOEFL, or the PTE. All the tests of English test you on reading, writing, speaking, and listening. And probably when you want to go abroad, these are the basics of what you should start working on. If you're a class 11 student or in year 2 or year 3 students of your graduation, so almost a year before of your actual intake you want to pursue your education from, these are the basic tests you should start thinking and start planning for. We at Map My Study help you apply all over the globe. So we, as I said, holistic development happens in the whole world. Wherever there are best educations, that's where our team can help you apply. So all the countries in North America, which includes US and Canada, Australia, UK, Netherlands, Ireland, United Kingdoms, etc. You have the best education in these countries, and our team is more than happy to guide you, hold your hand to apply to these different countries for different courses. Each country would have thousands of universities, which many of them are multi level courses. You would have hundreds of courses available which are globally accepted. They have been ranked very high on different ranking system. They have courses which can be 200 to 600 different courses in a particular university. You may think of a course and they have the courses there, and then they help you develop your skills, your passion into a career tomorrow. I would also now want to highlight a basic country comparison of, if I move forward, want to select a university in the country, how and what comparisons you should keep in mind when it comes to attending a university in a particular country. We have majorly listed 4 nations or countries where you can look forward to higher education, and where most of the students from India have been pursuing their higher education dreams in. If I talk about the basic structures of US, compare it with the other countries, you can see the difference. The table really gives you a complete idea of how economical the courses can be in different countries. US can give you courses from 15 lakhs to 35 lakhs per annum, whereas Australia can be a little lower on 17 to 25 lakhs. Canada can be still lower, and in fact is one of the cheapest option when it comes to choosing a course. It can vary from 13 to 25 lakhs per year, and UK can give you the similar courses between 17 to 28 lakhs. Definitely your expenses depends on the city you chosen to live. For example, New York, London, Sydney, they are expensive options to live, or Toronto. So if you choose a right course, a university, you can actually play with your expenses also. The duration of the undergrad in US is 4 years, whereas a master's is of 2 years. Australia, it varies from 3 to 4 years, and a master's is between 1 to 2 years. If you look forward or if you want to have permanent residency in Australia, you should pick up a course not less than 2 years for a postgrad level, that's master's. For Canada, it can definitely be 3 years or 4 years for undergrad and 1 or 2 years of postgrads, where 1 year are the PG diplomas or postgrad certificates, and the 2 years are the master's courses. You can look at UK also, where you have a education system, 3 years for most of the undergrads, except in some cases, some honors courses and engineering courses, which are 4 years, and all the masters are 1 year in duration. English proficiency is mandatory in all of these countries. You cannot, in most cases, apply, except for a few countries where the undergrad, you can definitely seek for a waiver in English, and you can give a letter from your school stating that the medium of instructions was in English, and you can get offers from those universities. At master's level, US, Australia, or Canada, most likely will require your English proficiency, which I mentioned in the previous slide, IELTS, TOEFL, or PTE. UK can still give you a waiver if your university education or the high school education was in English. The visa approval rates of these countries also vary, and the style of or the way you do your visa also differs. US, it is an interview based visa. So generally, if you're good in communication skills, you know the focus and why exactly you want to pursue your higher education, chances are that you would clear your interview, and it's the easiest and the fastest way to get your visa for USA. For Australia, the interviews can be just probable. We, you submit your online visa file, and in most cases, you get easy approvals, or you may be called for an interview in rare cases. Canada, as the visa rules are a little different from the previous two countries, they have a system called SDS, Study Direct Stream, where you get a good approval or a very high approval and a faster decision in your visa. Whereas you have regular stream still, which can definitely take up to 8 weeks to give you the decision on your visa. Interviews are not conducted in Canada for assessing your visa. For UK, it is definitely your file is submitted and you can look forward for a decision in 3 weeks, 4 weeks time. Lately, there was a new rule which came in UK that from January 2020, the post-study work visa prospects will again resume, which were not there for past 8 years. So that's a good news for anybody who's looking at UK, since UK system of education was always very close to how it is in India, following the British culture. So UK has been the best or the most appreciated destination. So UK once starts giving you the PSW or the post-study work visas, definitely is one attraction you can look at and make your decision for higher education. The permanent stay back is also one term which we have seen that the students look forward, that if I go abroad, I would want to make my living for a few years or months. But different countries again would have different rules for that. US gives you 12 months of stay back for non-STEM, that is science, technology, engineering and mathematics courses, and gives you 12 plus up to 24 months of extension, that is almost 3 years after STEM, that is science, technology, engineering and mathematics related courses. They assume those are the required skills which are needed by the employers to give employments to the students who are professionals in this or these fields. So that's why you get up to 3 years of stay back. But applying for a green card, which is the permanent settlement in US, takes a long time. Australia, you go for a 2 years and above course, whether at master's level, undergrad for 3 years or 4 years, you get 2 years of stay back, and it's a PR destination. So permanent residency becomes quite likely positive for you once you live lawfully and work in the similar direction or the course you have done. Canada also follows the same way Australia is. They are easy PR destination. So the course you pursue, and if you have a job in the same field, you can apply for a permanent residency. Both in Australia and Canada, 4 to 5 years in total should take to have your permanent residency in place in these countries. UK, as I just told a while ago, post-study work visa had been issued now that they will permit you to stay back for 2 years. So yes, permanent residency is a far-fetched thing there also, but you can make your living by living there for a couple of years, have your lifestyle, and then if you want to come back, yes, you can, but you want to stay back, all you need to have is job. Just focusing on what countries, what universities, and how exactly the education system is. I'm just giving a few names which definitely are world known that because of the quality of education they do, the kind of research facilities they have, and the kind of jobs and Nobel laureates they have had. The alumni are nicely and best placed from these universities. So that's also one reason that if you go to universities like these, definitely you would have profiles, and the universities and countries are more than welcoming for all the students from international countries. We at Map My Study help you what university is a right selection for you. We take care of your profile, we look into your profile. The team of experts handles it. As I said, the counselor's duty is to understand the student and then help him find his unique path. That's what we do at My Study. We help you with all kinds of applications, whether that's online or offline. Submit the application, pay the application fee. Many of our universities give application fee waivers, which we are very happy to pass on to all the students, those who associate with us. We help you with the documentations, the supplemental applications or materials, documents required for all the university applications we do across the countries. So as I said, examples from different universities or documents needed by different universities in different countries. Our team of experts help you, guide you through and through for all and everything coming at during your journey of making an application successful. We help you with standardized test and reporting scores. I talked about IELTS, TOEFL, and PTE. I would also now wish to talk about additional tests required by the US and many other top universities from different countries like GMAT or GRE. GMAT stands for an MBA or somebody who's into the job for a couple of years and now wishes to apply for a business school. So that's the GMAT. It's evaluated out of 800 and a score of 680, 690 and above is a very decent scores to apply to any top business school or B school, that's what we call it. The GRE on the other side is for all non-business programs and can also be given for business programs also. So GRE is out of 340 and a score of 320, 310 is definitely going to place you to decent universities for programs of your choices. So whether engineering or non-engineering, GRE in most cases is expected from international students so that they can see your IQ skills and select you for different courses in the different universities. The same test, which is an SAT or ACT at undergrad level, is also suggested for students looking at different universities. All these standardized tests are required majorly by most US universities, while in some cases the other countries also may give you the benefit of sending these scores. We also help you for applications and then once we start getting the offers from the university and we help you for the financial documentations for the visa file. So parents may need suggestions for how to make your financial documents or any affidavit format required. That's what our team does it for you. We help you with the complete process across the countries. We also help you with the practice sessions of the visa interview or the academic interviews if required by the embassy or the university. So our team is expertise in that, and then we take it forward. Just wish to highlight that if we plan to study abroad, there are different application systems or the processes which are there prevalent. And if you've heard these applications, for undergrads, it's common app for most of the US universities, and some Singapore, Canadian universities are also part of the common app, or a universal application, almost similar portal, or maybe a collision application where undergrad students can apply for US. Similarly, UCAS is the undergrad portal for UK universities. You can apply to up to 5 universities in UK for your undergrad, and many direct applications are also there for other courses. Canada also follows a system which is OUAC, and the direct applications for all universities there are. Australia, individually, all universities can be applied through paper-based, which is a hard copy of application, or a direct university application by going online. We at Map My Study help you apply to these universities. Our team help you to create profile, submit the application, send the required documents, and help you get decision from the university. If you get positive decision from the university, we help you get the visa also filed for the same country and university. I would also want to touch upon the scholarships and funding in US and all other countries. We have generally seen, even if you have great profiles, high aspirations for going abroad and be a global citizen, but financials are one hindrance which parents and students maybe don't talk about openly and maybe have apprehensions for the same. I am very, very glad to share that grants are granted from the university sides, and there's enough funding available with most of the high-end universities. In many cases, we are not informed for the same, or our profile is not up to the mark for those. So that is why if you connect with us, Map My Study team, we can help you right from the day one. Maybe you are in class 9th or 10th to apply for undergraduation in America or in Australia or in Canada at a much lower cost by availing those scholarships which are available in abundance. If you're in graduation, then also our team can definitely help you from year 2 onwards, that what you should do to make up for your profile, make an amazing CV for yourself, and what steps you should be taking for these 3 years or 4 years of education you are having in India so that you can avail these scholarships. When we apply from India, we can apply for all the need-based scholarships which are available to all these students from international countries where the income is not as high as in these developed countries. So our students, if they have good profiles, standardized scores, and a holistic CV, there are high chances that you get these aids which are available to students. The aids can be on the basis of merit, which is your academic skills and your letter of references. The aids can also be on the basis of need, that you belong to a country where the income group is not up to the mark of the standards of these developed countries. So that's why the need-based aid becomes a right for you to apply. Many of the aids you get are yours and you don't have to return them. Many of the aids are given to you are also in the loan form, where you can have subsidized loans and you can pay them during or after you finish your course. But I can assure you that we have hundreds of students who have gone on either partial or full scholarships in many of our countries, universities and countries. There are a lot of government scholarships which many of our students are not aware of. Few examples I could gather here was Fulbright Foreign Students Program, where you get the Fulbright funding. You have Aga Khan Foundation International Scholarship Programs. You have Tata Scholarships for US universities, especially Cornell is a very close university which works with Tata Foundation. So once you apply to Cornell, get yourself an offer, you can apply for the Tata Scholarship. There are other scholarships which are KC Mahindra and Narottam Shiksariya scholarships, which are available to the students, those who are good in their domain, have got the offers from the leading universities, and now wish to go abroad to pursue their dreams, but maybe the finances are the issues. I have given you a link where you can look for more scholarships and get back to us for more clarity if it is needed. It is very important to talk about the cost of education. You cannot have only the tuition fee as consideration for your application or for your making a decision of going abroad. So the cost of application actually includes the application fee, the courier charges for sending the documents, also the test, the standardized test I talked about, and the score reporting. Tuition fee is just one portion of your education journey. So the cost of application, which includes definitely the other factors which are small or bigger cost, besides the tuition fee, and needless to say, the living cost. Everything combined together is definitely you should have in your mind when you make a decision of going abroad. We at Map My Study help you get these costs reduced by helping you get application fee waivers, by making you uh, get waivers in the courier charges. We also help you get the waivers or the scholarships for tuition fees and also help you get easier, cheaper, better accommodations so that you can save upon cost. So it is a highly recommended idea to contact the team of experts from Map My Study to help you build on the cost of education or the idea of a cost of education in an effective way so that when it comes to your parents, they can take a decision on the basis of what you have to spend when it comes to your higher education. There are some useful links for the search which you can look forward. The Education USA is a website which helps you for undergrad and postgrad courses both. The team of experts also helps you for making a right selection for the universities as Map My Study. The website for College Board, which is also responsible for the SAT test, is there to help you with right selection of the courses in the universities. The website of Big Future, which I will cover in the last slide also, helps you select a course based on what careers you would get tomorrow. It also helps you to map your interest for careers with the courses you should take. US News, Times Higher Education Ranking, QS ranking, etc. are also few of the criteria you may look at. There are Cricos website for Australian universities. Search engines help you for selecting a right university for a particular course. So everything together can give you a complete idea of why are you choosing this course, what exactly you look forward to achieving in life based on the selection of course, applying to the university, getting yourself an offer and visa, and then making a career with that education. In the beginning, we showed you a slide that what we are going to talk, and the last point where that was the careers associated to majors. Most of these students from India or Southeast Asia go for business or engineering courses. So that's why we just wanted to highlight. And then Big Future was one website you can look forward. There are a good explained relationship structure given between the courses you choose and the majors you can associate to, or the majors you want to be, you can select the courses relating to those majors. So students most of the times, if they select business, finance, management, etc., they can be business analysts, which are highly in demand. All the countries which are developed and developing, including India, would need the analyst to form good decisions or profit-oriented decisions for the businesses we have. You can definitely be an arts administrator, work in administrative field, or administrative services manager, where you can help in the government, non-governmental issues, companies, personal financial advisors, etc., and so on. There can be lots and lots of more in-depth details given for these majors, and probably that would give you an idea of what majors, if you choose, can lead to what kind of career. For the science, mathematics, technology-oriented students, there are different careers, being an actuary or an architecture, engineer of different disciplines, civil, mechanical, petroleum, oil and gas, etc. Software engineering or software data science, that's also something which is very, very upcoming nowadays. All what we do, breathe, live on this earth is related to computers. So that's where the technology plays a vital role and you become a technologist yourself. You can definitely do sciences and become a geoscientist or somebody related to research. You can be a developer, you can be a statistician or a data analytics. There is whole world has a lot of data already on the cloud computing. We need data analytics, and in next 2 years there will be real dearth of this particular field. So if you are on the verge of making a decision for doing a course which is more related to technology, that's the field you should, and you can look forward to a bright future. Students going for health and medicine can definitely choose careers from being a dental assistant or a dental hygiene. Anybody who's done BDS, and if wishes to go abroad, because that's the great future you look forward. You can be a physical therapist. You can be a licensed practical nurses. You have done a nursing course here and you want to make your future. You can go to these countries. Most of the developed countries, including US, Canada, they have real shortage of nurses, and that's where you get easy and very high paid jobs. Pharmacy technicians, athletic trainers, personal support workers, etc. So lots and lots of field for even choosing a course which is more, does not make you a doctor, but can definitely make you related to the same field. For the media, social science, there are different careers: anthropologists, economists, editors, historians, curators. You can work in an uh, research psychologist, copywriters, and so on. You can definitely be a journalist. You can do your mass communication, communications, and be into international relations. There is no end to the careers you pick or choose from different courses you do. So at my study team helps you to take those informed decisions. We help you demystify what you want to do in your life. We also help you for the factors that influence your decisions. Our team can help you with the rankings. What kind of rankings you should see? How should you compare courses of your choices? How can you look at the quality of education? What is the cost of the course? How much scholarship can you get? How in what return of investment is expected in what countries? So in all, it's a complete holistic route the team is trained to follow. We all are education doctors, and you can definitely come to us to help you take a decision which is very vital in making your career. We are there for you always, and that's our address. And for numbers, you can look back to us, you can contact us here, or you can call us separately. We'll be more than happy to help you. So with this, I thank you all for attending this session